Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Be Well, Be Keto. And today's amazing guest is Brenda Bennett, who is a very popular food blogger with Sugar-Free Mom. And she knows exactly what it's like to struggle with sugar and carb addiction and what it's like to be doing keto alone without her husband following the diet, like me. She's found freedom in the keto lifestyle and the ability to make recipes the whole family will eat. And we had an amazing conversation that will literally make your mouth water. So let's go say hi to Brenda. Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Be Well, Be Keto, the show that highlights ordinary people achieving extraordinary results and changing their lives for the better with a ketogenic diet. You too can be healthier and live better by adopting this amazing lifestyle. If you are new to the show, new episodes go live every Wednesday for your encouragement and support. And all show notes can be found at bewellbeketo.com. Listen each week and add the show to your favorites on your best podcast app. And if you know any cool people that would like to share their story, please contact us at support@highenergygirl.com. And if you want to follow us on social media, which I highly recommend, you can either join our Facebook group called High Energy Girls, if you're a girl, or follow us on Instagram and YouTube at The High Energy Girl. Now let's get to this week's episode with your host, Tracy Gluhite. Yep, that's me. Hey everyone, this is Tracy, and I have a special announcement. In order for me to help more women age stronger, I have created a 90-day one-on-one coaching program. And the goal here is to teach women over 50 how to age stronger while burning fat and boosting energy without going hungry or living in the gym. If you'd like more information, please hit me up at tracy@highenergygirl.com or friend me on Facebook and send me a message. I have a goal of transforming 1,000 women in the next year, and I hope you are one of them. Hey Brenda, thanks so much for coming on the show today.
Thank you so much for having me, Tracy. I'm excited to talk with you today.
Yeah, I'm happy to have you. I'm very inspired by you. So for the listeners that don't yet know you, why don't you tell them a little bit about yourself?
Okay, great. I am Brenda Bennett. I live in the littlest state of the USA, Rhode Island, and I am a mom of three. I'm 47, and I started sugarfreemom.com, my blog, back in 2011, October of 2011.
Wow.
And I started that really because I was really having a struggle with sugar in my life. So I had my daughter, she's 16, and I had her in 2003. So 2004 is really when I began sugar-free, and I just was desperate. And a friend of mine was doing like a program with no white sugar and no white rice and no white potatoes and no white flour. And, so it was a 6-week program, and I was like, I can't live like this the rest of my life. How can I do that? But I was desperate to lose the baby weight of 20 pounds. So I did that with her. And then I realized, wow, I can do this. Sugar, it does have a hold on me. I should try to, avoid it. So I did do sugar-free at that time, but it was really with, I still enjoyed honey and maple syrup and started making recipes because my youngest son has a tree nut and peanut allergy, and my oldest son has a soy allergy. So that was always a problem for my kids. So I always had to make stuff. So I would make those kind of recipes. And then I noticed as I went along that I'm still craving sugar with the natural sugars because I thought, well, they're natural, so you can eat that, And for me, or someone who has a sugar addiction, I didn't know that at the time, any little bit of sugar triggers, it's a trigger. So that's how I started. Then I went to, basically at that time in 2004 and 5, I didn't see anything out there that was like we have today with all these keto products. I only saw artificial stuff like with Splenda. So I thought, well, I guess that's the way you have to do sugar-free is go for artificial. So I did that for like 2 years, and I realized, oh my goodness, I'm just as addicted, to products with artificial sweeteners in them. And then I started, I think it was about 2007. I'm like, done. I can't do this anymore. I've got to go completely sugar-free. And that's when I chose stevia because it really, there wasn't, maybe there was erythritol there, but I didn't know of it at the time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you did, but I mean, back in 2007, there wasn't a lot of options. You know, oh my gosh, there's so many things today, like monk fruit and all this stuff, but I didn't have that option. So I went to stevia and I started creating recipes. And that was a couple of years. And I even started teaching classes at my church and giving out recipes and, you know, trying to help people. And then in 2000, I think it was at my parents' house, and my youngest brother, who's very tech savvy, I'm the least tech savvy, he said, Brenda, I said, everybody's, you know, asking me about these thinking, you know, recipes, and I don't have time for this. I have 3 babies, and I can't email and text and all this. He's like, why don't you start a blog? I was like, why? Why do I need one more thing on my plate? You know? And I was like, I don't have time for that. He said, well, if people like your recipes because they're sugar-free, then maybe you can get ads on your site and maybe you can make a little income that way. Uh-huh. And I thought, all right, well, I'll try it, see if people like it, you know, see if people like my stuff. Because I'm not just about desserts. I'm, you know, family food, family dinners and family recipes. And I'm all about trying to, so for me, I did it for a really long time by myself before my husband got on board. And I know a little bit of your story too, but I have been doing this alone for a long time. So until recently. And I never wanted to have to make different recipes for dinner for my husband, for my kids, for me. So I was always trying to make the best low carb meals that nobody would care if they're low carb or not. And they liked them and they loved them. And I could stick to my low carb way of life, right? So that's how I started the blog, because my youngest brother said, do this. And I said, all right, I'll try it. And after a year, you know, I grew on Facebook, and then I went on to Pinterest, and I had some recipes go viral, and lo and behold, it was never desserts. It was always savory recipes that went viral for me. So I think that really just encouraged me that people wanted this area of a niche. You know, they really wanted these kind of recipes, and that encouraged me to keep going. And then I fell in love with it, and I thought, you know what? I think God has turned my greatest mess into a message, you know, to help others.
I love that.
And to I really believe it, because I feel like for so long I was like, oh my gosh, how could you ever live your whole life and never have chocolate cake on your birthday? That's not fair. You know, what kind of life is that? And I just vowed to continually make recipes that I felt my family and friends would still love, that I would love, and I would never feel deprived. And that's how I've been going all these years, is just since then, I'm just trying to be authentic and real and have, and I'm grateful that people like my recipes, you know, and that's how it's been going for the last few years.
Well, I love what you just said. Like, it actually like made my eyes water when you said that God used my mess for my message. That was awesome. I've never heard that quote, and I'm going to steal it.
Oh, great. Yes, you can. Yes, I just feel like, you know, I was in a mess and I was really struggling to break free. You know, I didn't have food freedom. And I feel like with keto, I have that today. And I was low carb for a long time too. But I always cheated still, like when I was low carb, because I was also low fat. Like I still, even though my recipes were higher fat, like I was like that mentality that I grew up with, you know, you shouldn't eat fat, you shouldn't eat butter. And when I went keto, I think it was, I kind of went a loose keto in 2015 because I was losing some hair on the back of my head. And my eyebrow hair was falling out, and I had gained about 10 pounds. But I'm a food blogger, so it's been 4 years, you know, and I'm eating and testing. So I blamed it on that. But the hair loss was crazy. So I was low carb, but I was eating a lot of food. And then I went to the doctor, and he just said, you know, eat less and exercise more. So I got a trainer. Yeah, I got a trainer. And then I went keto because I said, well, maybe that's a better approach, to lower the carbs even more. But having to learn to, like, I could eat the butter and I could eat the bacon. That was a challenge. But I did it. And in that year, my hair grew back. I didn't lose weight because I ate like so much fat. But I think my body needed it. Like I was totally deprived. Yeah.
So I have a ton of questions to ask you based on what you just said. So the first one is, which recipes put you on the map? Which are the ones that went viral?
Balsamic chicken thighs in the crock pot. Worst photo ever. You know, worst photo ever. But that one was definitely a popular recipe. And then very first one back in 2012 was like a personalized baked oatmeal that was made in muffin cups. you see it today, but at that time, like I said, I was just sugar-free. I was still eating oatmeal. Mm-hmm. And then another viral recipe was my salt and vinegar zucchini chips. and they're so good.
Gosh. Yeah. Okay. That one I have a ton of zucchini. Okay.
Yeah, super delicious. And then I did other things on those, like sour cream and onion, and I did nacho. I think I even did cucumber chips too. Because that was my biggest downfall, was the chips. So when I was low carb, I could not forgo sneaking chips at parties. I didn't have any willpower. But then when I went keto and I started eating all the fat, those chips no longer called my name. I don't even want them today. So that's a blessing. That's such a blessing to have that. Yeah.
Oh my God. This looks so amazing. My mouth is watering. Oh, wow. Okay.
Thank you.
I need to plant some more zucchini.
I got another one for you. Bacon cheeseburger cauliflower casserole. That's a hidden cauli at the base. I for a year, I don't think my family knew it was cauliflower in there, and it's still, and now they see, when I make it, but that one's a popular one. That's viral too. That one's still going strong on Pinterest. Yeah. So I'm grateful, I'm grateful for those, the recipes, because I was always trying to sneak in stuff on my family without them knowing. In fact, I just wrote a cookbook. My husband's gone. He's out of the house right now. So I can tell you privately, because he's not going to see it till the cookbook is in his hands. But I made an apple crisp recipe and I used zucchini, and he doesn't know.
Oh, I've done that. I've made apple pie-ish, thing a long time ago.
Yeah.
And my husband didn't realize it. So
yeah, I haven't told him, so he's only going to find out when he opens the new cookbook, when it finally gets here. It's not releasing until October, but still, he has no idea. And he loved it. I don't care.
That is awesome. So let's talk a little bit about the sugar-free and all that. So tell me, I don't do sugar, but I do stevia. I don't care for erythritol because of the cold feeling that it creates.
Mm-hmm.
But do you feel like if you eat treats that have stevia in them, that it makes you crave more, or are you one and done?
Yeah, one and done. I can stevia, and I can do swerve, and I'm even working with monk fruit now. I feel like I can have a piece, and I'm not desiring the whole cake or another piece, or I just don't have that craving anymore, as I did when I was using artificial things like Splenda.
Okay. Yeah, I just don't. I really try not to eat sweet stuff, because I like it. So I have to have them cold, and, I really portion it out, and then I really save it for night, after dinner, because I don't want to have more than one. You know what I mean?
Right. I'm learning to just make desserts for special occasions, or just on the weekend for the family. I don't want to have a sweet treat every day myself, just because your taste buds, you get used to that, and there's no need for that. And actually, now that I've been eating, I feel like I crave more savory. So give me a steak, I'd rather have steak. I just am more into savory right now. But of course, I love developing recipes. That's my passion. I do love it. So I'm going to be working on a new recipe, and it excites me to do that. And then I love to see people say, "No way, I can't believe that doesn't have sugar in it." It's exciting to me. I love it.
Yeah, that's really cool. I wish I could cook. I wish I could make food look pretty. I love your blog, how you have these beautiful pictures, and I'm when I eat, it's just throw it all in one bowl and go.
Yeah. I think I just fell in love with photography too. That's just how it happened. I just started, that first year I just kept making recipes, and the pictures sucked, but I got better and better and better. And then I said, I like this too. I like taking photos I want drool-worthy food that I want people to say, there's no deprivation in a low-carb keto diet. Look at that. So that's my goal.
Yeah, well, you're doing awesome. So let's go into your personal success story. So tell me a little bit about how your life changed when you went to the keto diet.
Right. It was a big switch. So in 2015, that's when the hair started falling out, and I switched from low carb to keto, but it was very loose, like I said. So that whole year I didn't lose weight. And then I went back to him the following year same thing. He's just saying, Brenda, it's only 10 pounds, but I'm short. I'm 5'2", and he blamed it on me being a blogger and having to make all these recipes. So I let it go. I just let it go, and my hair was growing back, so I was fine. Then in 2015, I started, I think it was hives, and just feeling really bad. My allergies were getting really bad, and I was on all these antihistamines. And he said, well, Brenda, what do you want? Prednisone? He was just not helpful. And after I just said, I don't think I can take this anymore. I really need to just get my record sent, because he's like, what do you think? It's your thyroid. It's not your thyroid. And that's how he talked to me too. And he said, your TSH is normal. So that's when I was still, I'm being very strict keto. So like I said, okay, well, maybe that's what it was. I wasn't being very strict. So in January 2018, and I did, you can see it in my blog, I did a low carb versus keto and my 6-week results. And I put my darn body pictures in there. Oh, horrible to do, but I did it because I wanted people to see. It was only like 3 pounds, but you can see the fat loss there. But I was strict keto because I felt, all right, I got to go to this doctor and tell him, look, I'm being strict. I'm a nutritional keto. Because like when I was loose keto, I don't know about you, but I didn't test. I didn't count. I didn't track. I didn't do anything. I was just very relaxed about it. But then I thought, well, I'm not losing weight. So I've got to do something different. So that's when I started tracking, and I started doing the blood testing, and I was in nutritional ketosis. So at that time I was like, well, I didn't lose pounds, but I see fat loss. My hair is not falling out. I'm feeling good. I have mental clarity. I guess this is as good as it's going to get. But then in the spring, I think it was last spring, I started more hives all over, like horrible. And that's when he finally, he did some more testing. I said, well, maybe it's Lyme. You don't understand. I'm very tired. I'm lethargic. I need 4 cups of coffee. So I had felt really good on keto, and then I felt really bad. And so he just said that was it. He was done testing me. So I got my record sent to an endocrinologist because I couldn't take him anymore. I said, why am I paying this guy? And she, right, why are you paying them if they're not really going to help or get to the core of your issue? And then I had her check, and she did a whole bunch of testing, and come to find out, I was it was Epstein that attacked my body. And so that's what caused the tiredness and the brain fog. She didn't think that the hives, but I think my whole body was inflamed. And so my thyroid was, to her, again, they only checked the TSH, it was normal, but the T3 was at the bottom of the range, and the T3 is your active hormone. You know this because you've been to that. You were at the integrative school, right? You did that school, integrative medicine. Yeah, so you know about the thyroid. So the T3 is like everything. Is your metabolism, is your blood pressure, your brain, everything. You really need it. And so I'm like, well, it's the bottom of the range, and she's like, yeah, but we'll put you on Synthroid T4. And that'll activate. So for months, she put me on that. No changes. I felt horrible. I was like falling asleep at the wheel driving in the middle of the day. That's how bad I felt. Oh my gosh. And then, yeah, it was scary. It was really scary. And then come to find out, I did do the MRT food allergy test during the time with a different, like a nutritionist. And I'm so allergic to gluten. And I've been gluten-free for 5 years, or 6, I think. And that medicine I was on, it has a filler of corn and gluten. So I got off of that. I told her I can't be on this, got off of that. And then she put me on something else. It didn't work. So only a couple of months ago, this is a long journey for me. Only a couple of months ago, I begged her. I said, listen, you've had me on this, medication for all these months, and I'm not getting better. Maybe I need a little T3. Put me on the smallest dose that you'll give me. And she did. And within a month, we were on a cruise. In fact, I was losing weight on a cruise to Europe. So I lost effortlessly, like 8 pounds came off, right? And I did nothing different. I wasn't tracking or anything. It's only because my metabolism was so messed up with my thyroid, your hormone, And so then, so that's how it's been. So now I've been on the medication probably 3 months now, and I feel like a new woman. But the biggest change was my husband, and I'm so grateful. So before the thyroid issue started, when I went strict keto, and he started seeing, wow, you can eat all this high fat meat like brisket and ribs and chicken wings and all these things. He wanted in because for a while he just felt like he couldn't do it. And we've been married 22 years. And I've been sugar-free since 2004, but he didn't follow. And so it's only been about a year and a half ago that he started, and he's lost 50 pounds now.
Wow.
And so I'm so grateful he's on board. Man, it makes it so much easier to not have to worry about, oh gosh, what does he want? He always wants that potato or that meat. I don't do it. I don't do it anymore. So I'm so grateful to have. So that was the biggest change, was that I got my husband on board. My kids always eat whatever I have, they've never been picky. And my oldest is 19 now, so he's starting to work out. But he's in college, so he's kind of eating whatever he wants. He's like, I'm trying to lean out. I was like, I told you how to lean out, man. You got to get rid of the carbs. But he doesn't want to give up the pizza. So, but I know you have children too, so it's challenging. But they know the way. They know what we're all about. They know what they have to do. They just don't want to do it. But my youngest is 13, and he's definitely, Mom, this is good, right? This is low carb. So I'd say the kids are more low carb, But my husband and I are keto, and I'm so grateful.
So do you have all boys?
That he finally.
Oh no, you have a daughter.
No, I have my son is 19. He's the oldest. My daughter's 16, who can't drive yet. It's a bugger. I'm her Uber driver. Yeah, and my youngest son is 13. Yeah, but okay. I started the blog when they were little. Yeah.
I'm so proud of you. I think it's so exciting
Thank
to
you.
see, your blog is awesome. And now I want to make brisket too,
Thank
because
you.
that
sounds
amazing. I don't know where to find brisket. I guess maybe Costco. I don't know. I'll have to look for that, but that sounds amazing. I don't even have a Costco near.
Yeah. So good. I have a brisket recipe. It's so delicious.
I'm
you need to
looking
make
at
it. It's so filling. I found that was a big difference too, Tracy, is that when I first did keto, I always went for more fat, right? To be satiated, like a fat bomb or fat. And then over this last year, with the food allergies and the thyroid issues, I've been increasing my protein, and my protein increase has truly been more satiating for me than increasing my fat. So I'm still a good amount of fat, but what I'm saying is what I'm doing now is at my meals, I'm eating way more protein, so that later on I'm not craving something and need a fat bomb. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like keto is it's not a one size fits all for everybody. I'm not an 80% kind of fat person that will lose weight. I'm probably at 60% fat, but that's working for me because I have high protein in my diet. Yeah. So everybody's different.
I don't know I think that it's also based on your workouts, because for me, I like to do intermittent fasting on days I do cardio. So today I taught a spin class, and so I haven't eaten anything yet. But on my strength training days, which I lift heavy twice a week, those days I need my protein. Those days I come home and I have a shake.
Yeah. I do have a trainer, and I do weights twice a week with him. And I feel I need more protein on those days for sure. But I do intermittent fasting as well. And I just this is the other change, is that I used to have the butter coffee, and it really never filled me up until lunch. So I switched it out. I took the butter out, and I threw in collagen. And I tell you what, collagen in my coffee works, and I'm fine until noon. And then I eat my 2 meals, noon and dinner, So
when you had your MRT,
you have to learn, I guess.
Well, when you had your MRT testing, did dairy come back okay for you? Like the butter? Can you have that?
Yes, cow's milk came back fine. But the funny thing is, all my life since I've been a little girl, and my mom tried to feed me cereal before school with milk, I'd be running to the bathroom. I'd be sick. So I just found that odd.
Okay.
But I'm off dairy now. I'm off nuts because of the hives that I still haven't gotten resolved. So they're minimal now. So I'm doing a really big elimination diet. And so I can have ghee, but I'm not doing any dairy right now for the last couple months.
So I have an explanation.
But I miss my heavy cream.
So here's what I think. What I'm guessing is that your sensitivity is to casein, which is the protein found in dairy. And ghee, when you make ghee, you're basically filtering out any of that casein. That's what changes from ghee to butter. Right. So that's probably why you can have the ghee, because it doesn't have the casein in it.
Yeah. And I've never had issues with heavy cream either. I don't get sick with heavy cream. I can't do yogurt. I couldn't do any, cream cheese. I can't do any of that stuff anymore because it would give me a stomach ache. And my daughter's finding out the same thing. So she's having to do it as well. But I think hers is the same thing, like you said, casein, because she can have she can have manchego cheese. And that has a very low lactose.
No. You know what that is? Okay, so here's something I've learned recently. My podcast that was released yesterday, or maybe it was 2 weeks. Yeah, yesterday. So I had a food sensitivity test from this lab. I work with this lab in the UK, and they are very, very good. And they tested me for goat, sheep, and cow. And I cannot have goat's milk or cow's milk, but I can have sheep's milk. And manchego is made with sheep's milk. That's it. That's it. Yeah. Then that's probably my daughter as well. She doesn't want to get the testing done. It was like 12 vials of blood for me. She doesn't want to do it. So she's just going by how she feels, Yeah. But for me right now, because we're trying to eliminate the hives, we're eliminating everything, pretty much. And it's been like that for quite a long time. But it's okay. I'm not hungry. I mean, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling really good. So yeah, I love meat. That's like my thing is just meat. Like I love, grass-fed meat. Yep. I love what is it? I love salmon. I eat a lot of salmon.
Oh, me too. So yes, I'm eating salmon every day. I think I'm eating salmon every day. And I honestly, if I could, I'd eat a ribeye every day.
Okay.
But my husband just cooked flat iron steak, and he cooked it medium. So it was very, very pink inside, and it was like butter. It was so delicious. So I found that I like flat iron. So I was happy about that, because ribeye, I love ribeye, but I'm not eating that every day. So I do my grass-fed ground beef. Yeah.
Do not have salmon every day, girl. Let me explain. Salmon is a big fish like tuna, and they tend to accumulate a lot of mercury in them because they're big fish. And so when you're eating it every day, you're ingesting some of that. So you want to be careful of mercury toxicity. That's a biggie. Okay. I love So switch over to like sardines, which are a small fish, so the mercury doesn't accumulate like it would. So
yeah. I guess I just love it because it's so buttery. Yeah. I love salmon, but I will cut back. I will cut back to your recommendation a couple times a week. Yeah.
Yeah. A couple times a week.
Couple times a week. Okay.
Yeah. But sardines are good too. Like you can make sardines, very flavorful like you can salmon, because they're also a fatty fish, but they're very high in omega-3s like salmon, but they're small, right? So they don't have the like they don't accumulate all that mercury. And I don't understand how or why. That was in some of my studies I've done. So yeah.
The other, have you tried chicken liver? What do you think of chicken liver?
Okay, so I like almost every food on the planet except for organ meats. I don't know what. I'm trying, but
I know. I felt the same way. I cannot do beef liver, but my husband grilled chicken liver, and then we sauteed it another night, and I actually liked it. So with garlic and oil and ghee, and it was delicious. I'm going to try to make a pate and see if I like that, but you might like chicken liver if it's properly cooked with some really good, delicious seasonings in a pan, not overcooked. So maybe that's what it is. But beef liver, forget it. No way.
Have you put a recipe on your blog for chicken liver yet?
No, I'm thinking no one's going to go to that. That's not going to be viral. No way. No way. Nope, I can't do it. I mean, I think, I'm 47 and I'm just having chicken liver. Because I remember as a kid, my mom trying to give me liver and onions for dinner. It was the most horrific thing. I know that was beef liver, but still, I remember that and I hated it. So now, per the recommendation of the doctor I'm working with, have chicken liver once a week. So getting organic chicken liver from Whole Foods and trying it out. And so far, so good. I actually can stomach it. It's pretty good.
Okay, well, I'm going to have to take your word for it and maybe try it. I know it's good for you, but it just totally gags me. So let's hit on, I know you're running out of time, so I really want to talk about the whole, when we spoke earlier, you were saying something about aging stronger, and you liked that whole theme.
I love it. I love I don't know when you started, but that's just the beautiful thing about aging, because I remember hearing, I think you on another podcast or a video or something that I saw of you talking about, your parents aren't aging well. Mm-hmm. And that the same for mine. My mom is 72 and my dad is 73. Unfortunately, they've believed the doctor. Mm-hmm. and they're both on statins. So they're both, because they feel like high cholesterol is the problem, and they're really low cholesterol. I worry so much for them about dementia. I'm trying my hardest. I bought her Lies My Doctor Told Me by Dr. Canberry, so she would read that. Have you read that book? It's great.
What's it
I just
called?
had him actually on Monday night. Lies My Doctor Told Me by Dr. Canberry. Oh. I just had him. I just did a live interview with him on Monday night on my Facebook page, and my mom watched. So I really hope that the message will get across, because as we age, they're just they believe, I know they don't want to be disrespectful to the doctor, but, they just both believe the cholesterol is the problem, and it should be low, Yeah. And because they both had high cholesterol naturally, their body made it. But my dad ran 3 marathons. And my mom did a half marathon, and she used to be a runner. Now they neither one do any exercise. So my mom has that little bit of a hunched back, which she can't straighten. I don't want that. So that's why I do strength training, the core, because I'm 47 and I don't want to have that happen to me. So that's probably what's motivated you as well, your parents.
Yeah. And my dad's had cancer so many times, and the doctor said, it doesn't matter what you eat. And he eats candy and cookies while he's doing chemo. And I'm just like, that should be a crime, But I have to say, I don't blame the doctors. I really don't. I blame the medical schools.
Well, they don't know,
pharmaceutical companies.
Yes.
That's all they learn about.
Right.
If you look at the history, it's really a shame that the pharmaceutical companies own the medical industry. They own it. That's why it's called medicine,
it is. I know. And my parents believe it. So I'm hoping the more I can, I'm going to try to get some other people to interview, and doctors, and just get them to listen so that they can, maybe take the chance and just try keto, I don't know. My dad's Italian. I don't know about your parents, but still, I haven't eaten Italian bread since 2003. And yet when I go to their house, my dad still asks me if I want a slice of bread. I mean, it just doesn't. It just never. He always tries. He's like, "So you're gonna have any of this?" I'm like, "No, Dad. I really don't want that. Thank you." But he's just funny. He just doesn't. Yeah, he still has his cookies with coffee for breakfast. It's bad. It's really bad.
Yeah, they just don't know because they don't get it. But hopefully we can lock arms and create a revolution to educate people about all this, and the next generation coming through will understand and believe it. And Dr. Brett Scher, he has he's the low carb cardiologist is his website. He would be great for you to interview, because he talks all about the cholesterol. He was on my show, so take a listen to that episode.
Oh, good. Oh, I'll go follow. Yeah, I'll go follow him, and I have all his handles, and look him up and listen to that podcast of yours for sure. Yeah. Yeah,
he was really, really informative. I enjoyed having him on. So he might be another target for you. So.
Yeah, because my mom really doesn't listen to podcasts, but she watches my Facebook page. So I figured, well, I'm just going to work there. I'm going to start working there to get some more, things out there so that she'll pay attention. Yeah. Thank you for that. I will definitely look him up.
I think I'm going to buy this book too, but my mom, it's too late. Like it's so sad. I'm telling you, Brenda, like she's only 76 and she acts like she's like 90, the way she walks and her memory, and, Alzheimer's scares the shit out of me. Like, I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yep. Yeah, me too. And then at that point, it is too late. Like, I wish they would, my parents are doing good now. So like, please, like, if you just could get off the statins, it might prevent, the Alzheimer's, I think. Anyway.
Yeah. Cause my mom was on statins too. And have you ever seen that documentary Statin Nation?
No, that's another good tip you've given me. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, it's really good. It was a documentary. I can't remember if it was a series or just like a one time, but I think I watched it on Netflix. It was a while back, but it was really informative. So, and then Cholesterol Clarity is another good book. Have you read that?
Oh, I read that. Yes, I read that. My first keto book was Jimmy Moore's keto clarity, and then I got the cholesterol clarity. But I just bought the fat documentary with Vinny Torch. I can't remember his last name, but he just put it out, the fat documentary on Netflix. And was it Netflix? I can't remember. No. Yeah, iTunes. No, on iTunes. I bought it on iTunes, and it was incredible. It was an hour and a half, and it was an incredible movie. Really, really graphic at some points too, really to get the point across to people, and I'm going to make my parents watch it one day when they come over.
Oh, good idea. Okay. I'll have to get that one too. So a fat documentary. I found it. Okay. Awesome. I'll get that. Yeah. Gosh, we could just exchange tips all day long, girlfriend.
I know. I feel like I have known you all my life. It's just like having a conversation with a long lost friend that we haven't spoken with in a long time. I'm so grateful for this time to chat with you.
Oh, it's been lovely. So let me ask you a couple more questions before you have to ditch. What advice would you give the listeners to, if they're just starting out or if they're, frustrated with their results?
I would say keep it simple and eat whole foods and don't buy all the stuff. Don't buy all the packaged stuff. Although it's great to have something quick and easy to grab and go, I think that keeping it simple with fresh vegetables and protein is the way to go for a little while, especially if you have a sweet tooth. You don't need to make all the things, all the keto breads and all the keto desserts. Just kind of stay away from it for a little while. And if you're stalled, biggest thing for me was nuts and dairy, getting rid of nuts and dairy to reduce. And also I also did, I don't know if you know Maria Emmerich, but she has a protein sparing modified fast book, which was great because before I found out about that I had hypothyroid, I wasn't losing weight eating 10 total carbs a day. So, but that was before, because of the thyroid, I didn't know. But I did the book and I did a week of it and I lost like 3 pounds that week and I was feeling so great. So I feel that's definitely an option for people. I feel like you have to remember it's not one size fits all. And you may, try something 1 month and then maybe leverage out the fat the next month if you're not seeing results, or increase the protein. Yeah.
Yeah. I really do like the PSMF type of thing for a stall. I have like this Plateau Busters little ebook that I made that talks about an egg fast, a fat fast, and a PSMF so that you can see what works for your own individual body and what it needs at the time to heal.
Right. And you can change and you don't have to do it the same way your friend is doing it who's lost 20 pounds and you lost 5, like you just have to be willing to say, okay, I might have to adjust a little bit different.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. For sure. And then how can they find you?
I am Sugar-Free Mom everywhere pretty much, except Twitter, which I'm not on that much. I'm the Sugar-Free Mom on Twitter, but Pinterest, sugarfreemom.com, Facebook, where else? IG, and I'm mostly on IG and Facebook most often. Yeah. And my cookbook. I have a cookbook coming out. Naturally Keto, it's called. It will be out in October, and it is available for pre-order now. It's like over 125 recipes, and I was pretty happy because that was the time where I had to start experimenting with doing dairy-free. So I have like 50 dairy-free recipes and another 20 that can easily be made dairy-free out of the 135 I think that I have. And because of my son's nut allergy, I have like 115 that are all tree nut free. So I really tried to accommodate everyone, you know, and I also did like a 4-week meal plan in there with 1 week being completely dairy free. And so I did like 2 weeks net carbs and another 2-week meal plan with total carbs and one being dairy free. So I feel like that's got, you know, it gives people options because I didn't know that, you know, when I started. I felt like, oh, well, she's doing it this way and she's eating all that fat. Well, maybe it will work for me. Well, sometimes it doesn't, and you have to change your plan. But it's still keto. It's still low carb. You know, it's just a little bit of a tweaking, right?
Oh yeah. And you know, one thing I learned in nutrition school is that we're bio-individual and not everything works for everybody. And you just made me think of a joke. So you said something about plans. Like one thing I heard is how do you make God laugh? Tell him your plans.
Oh, yeah, that's true. It is so true. So true, Tracy. Oh, my goodness. Yeah. But I'm excited. I'm excited to continue to get the message out like you're getting the message out so that we can help more people so that they can not have these, you know, issues as they get older. I hope to be a healthier, older generation, you know, as we grow.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely, for sure. So thank you so much, Brenda, for coming on the show today. It's been an absolute delight, and I look forward to continuing our conversation another day.
Yes, I would love to. Thanks so much, Tracy. Have a great day.
You too, sweetie. Good luck with your daughter.
Thank you.
Okay, babe.
Bye-bye.
Talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Oh my gosh. Okay. I am in love with these recipes and that girl. So we just had so much fun chitter-chattering, and I hope you enjoyed the show. If you know anyone who'd like to be on the show, please contact me at tracy@highenergygirl.com. I almost forgot my own email address. And head on over to iTunes, leave us a rating and review, because that way more people can be inspired and change their lives with a ketogenic diet. All right. Make it a great day. This podcast contains the opinion and thoughts of its host and guests. It is intended to provide helpful and informative material on the subjects covered. All statements made on the podcast have not been evaluated by the FDA and are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent disease. If the listener requires professional assistance or advice, please contact your personal medical doctor. Both host and guests specifically disclaim any responsibility for any liability, loss, or risk, personal or otherwise, which is incurred as a consequence directly or indirectly of the use and application of any of the contents of these episodes. Like I said, this is my opinion and I could be wrong.